defensively. I thought, they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer. About, frankly.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case. Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
So it's the Spurs now. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
They found themselves up against a hot team that night, Kevin, and they just didn't have the manpower defensively to shut them down.
You know, guys, I expected a little more fight out of them than what they showed us. They never strung together any stops like they needed to.
And that one falls for Splitter.
The Spurs last year were as tough as always in San Antonio. Hard not to beat when you win 50 games every season. Ended up with a 35-6 record at home, which was good for the third best in the league.
Now here's Dragic. Morris kicks to Green. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Beyond the arc. No good. It's the Spurs taking it the other way. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
I was able to talk with Jeff Hornacek for a moment. I asked him what they needed to key in on defensively, and he said, well, we've got to limit penetration by Tony Parker. He's really the, quote, head of the snake, and with his floater, he doesn't need to get all the way to the rim to score. It's crucial that we do our best to keep him outside the lane. Guys, that's no easy assignment. We'll see how much success they have defensively.
All right, Doris, thanks. Now Bledsoe after the missed three from Green. Bledsoe kicks to Morris. Green. That doesn't go either for Green. And with the Spurs, they are just so consistent every time they take the court. You always, Steve, expect them to get a win when they play in this building.
And the two teams with better home records in the NBA were the Nuggets and the Heat, both of whom have huge win streaks. But as you said, it's the Spurs' consistency every time out that lets them pile up these home wins without anyone really thinking much about it.
So it's Phoenix now, following the bucket by the Spurs. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Green's got his first 2 points of the night. On defense, the Suns. And this game, the first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, a very familiar opponent. They've played these guys an awful lot over the years, and this is the first of their 4 get-togethers this season.
No good from Duncan. Phoenix has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Bledsoe with it. Now guarded by Splitter. Dragic the pass to Green. Green left side. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Dragic off the drive. A second chance effort. And it's good on the way in.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
And so it's San Antonio with it. Trailing by 2. A lot of familiarity with these two teams. Steve just kind of touched on. Clark, do you think it really does impact the rest of their matchups later in the season?
Absolutely, Kevin. It sure does. I mean, because for the winners today, they now know what game plan brought them success. So they've got a blueprint for the next meeting. For the losers, it's back to the drawing board for adjustments.
Here's Bledsoe following the basket by Tim Duncan. Bledsoe outside. And there's the pass to Green. Cans it from downtown. Green's got 5.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen. After taking a year to play elsewhere, it seems Gerald Green finally found his role on an NBA team in the 2011-12 season, but he just couldn't find the traction expected with the Indiana Pacers last year.
Here's Dragic following the basket by Tim Duncan. Bledsoe outside. He passes it to Plumlee. Back to Bledsoe. Bledsoe right side.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
Phoenix shooting their first free throws of the evening. And the first one at the line is good. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. He doesn't get the second one. San Antonio trailing here. Pass to Green. Wide open look. Bledsoe with the rebound. And for Gerald Green, a 3-year, $9 million contract with the Pacers to start last season.
Yeah, they were hoping for more out of him, Kevin. He just never really settled into a role with the Pacers, and that was disappointing because Indiana's bench, I thought, really showed some weaknesses during that great playoff run they had.
While we have a chance, let's now take a look at the teams that top the league in shooting from beyond the arc. In fourth, the Spurs.
Seemed like they went through stretches, guys, where they just didn't miss from beyond the arc, and that carried those numbers right up to the top of the list.
Now, here's Green. 11 points for him in that last game against Denver. Bellinelli gets the bucket.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
The Suns have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Dragic off the pick for Morris. Now here's Dragic. Bellinelli is covering. Green dishes to Dragic. The offensive rebound. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Boy, a terrific rebound and slam on the putback. He never gives up, always persistently pursuing the pumpkin.
And that's an essential quality for an offensive rebounder. An outstanding offensive rebounder that he is.
Yeah, he's got to go after it, and he does.
Yeah, he qualifies as one of the best in the league.
Well, he's certainly not the biggest name or somebody that strikes fear into the heart of coaches, but Matt Bonner is more than serviceable and knows how to be a thorn in the side of other teams. He just sits out on the perimeter, and when he's open, he knocks down threes.
And Bonner, the Red Rocket, so deadly with that unorthodox release from the shoulder.
Yeah, three-point specialist. He helps space the floor for this great offense, and he's got a good feel, too. A good passer and knows where he needs to be defensively.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Fry comes in for Plumlee, and Marcus Morris sub in for Markieff Morris.
Well, guys, Goran Dragic signed to a big 4-year contract by the Phoenix Suns last season. Really has played well. He's crafty, he's clever, he's got good size, can finish at the basket, and also can shoot the three. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Eric Bledsoe. Both free throws good from Dragic. And Dragic actually drafted by the Suns back in 2008 with a second-round pick. And, Steve, you know a little bit about him. They had the good sense to bring him back.
I did draft him, Kevin, and a guy we liked for a long time before that draft. He's turned into an excellent player. The Suns brought him back after losing Steve Nash, and for a team looking to build and go young, he's been a good fit.
Here's Dragic after the made shot from Bellinelli. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. 6 points for Goran Dragic.
The soft finger roll is just one of the many finishing moves he has in his bag of shot making.
He feeds it to Green. Right side, Green lays out. Here's James. No good. Nice D from Channing Frye.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim. Well, you know, Jeff Hornacek, the new coach of the Phoenix Suns, a 14-year career as an NBA shooting guard, and he was terrific as a player. Spent his first 6 in Phoenix and only recently really got into coaching, starting as an assistant with the Jazz in early 2011.
He dishes it to Dragic. Good ball movement here by the Suns. Barbosa kicks to Dragic. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And back to Coach Hornacek, the 16th coach in Suns franchise history. He's raised his 3 kids in Phoenix. Steve, he's put down roots there. Looks like he'll like to stay for the long term.
Well, he was a tremendous player for the Suns back during the prime of his career. So this is a great fit, coaching the Suns. A guy who played the game with tremendous intelligence and an even-keeled demeanor. Should serve him well as a head coach.
Barbosa passes to Fry. Tucker, second chance shot. Green with the block. And Bellinelli kicks to Mills. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Suns leading by 3. Barbosa dishes to Morris. Back to Barbosa. Fires the 3. Gets it to go. Barbosa's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that 3.
Mills passes to Dion. That's good.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And that's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
Now here is Smith. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Smith off a pick from Fry. The drive by Smith. And Fry kicks it to Tucker. Smith outside. With a floater. He takes it up and lays it in. Smith's got his first points of the night.
Man, he shows us he knows how to finish with a flourish.
Barbosa with the steal. The shot is off. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter.
Next Monday night, November 11th.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Suns?
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
Yeah, their passing has been terrific, too, Clark. We're seeing a lot of assists, really moving, a lot of flow offensively. I like what I see.
In the backcourt, Parker and Ginobili. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter, and it's Leonard in at the 3. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with.
Well, you know, the Suns dropped from being a team that could fight for a playoff spot to the cellar of the West last season, and much of that you could attribute to how much they struggled on the road.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Guys, Kawhi Leonard, the Spurs' highest draft pick since Tim Duncan, and he's been a starter from his first game in the NBA. Coach Popovich says he's really a special player at both ends of the court, and what makes me so confident about him is that he wants it so badly. He comes early, he stays late, and he's coachable. I think he's going to be a star and the face of the Spurs. Big praise from a coach not known for hyperbole, guys.
Well, Doris, it's hard to put a ceiling on him. He does have star potential. Well, the Suns did have a lot of trouble on the road, as you were saying, Clark. Only managed to win 8 games as the visiting team, Steve, the entire season. That's not good.
Well, 8 wins is unacceptable, and it actually tied the Suns with the Kings for the fewest road wins in the entire conference. So, look, this is a young team. They have a lot of learning to do. They've got to add talent. I think the rebuilding project has started, and they're going to get better, but it's still going to take some time.
Smith off a pick from Fry. Tucker, he's covered by Leonard. Tucker dishes to Morris. 6 to shoot. He kicks to Smith. Lets it fly. And it's Phoenix scoring again. Spurs trail by 9. Here's Ginobili. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, you look at Ginobili, and he's slender and doesn't scream athleticism, but he is nimble, and nobody in the league is more of a contortionist going to the basket than Manu.
Manu Ginobili, Clark, as you mentioned, an unconventional driver. Left-hander that throws guys off.
Yeah, it's kind of a herky-jerky type maneuver, but, you know, it's that side step. We call it the Euro step. It might as well be called the Manu step these days. James Harden copied it from Ginobili, but it's so hard to stay in front of him.
Now, here's Goodwin. Stolen by Ginobili. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Stolen. Dishes to Tucker.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. But as long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Now Goodwin. Morris passes to Plumlee. Clock at 6. The jump hook. Puts one up from 19. Ginobili. That's good. Suns leading by 5. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Goodwin kicks to Morris. Feeds it to Goodwin. Pass to Plumlee. 5 to shoot. Gets it to go. Plumlee's got 8 points.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Fast break, here come the Suns. All going up court. Tucker dishes to Goodwin.
Plays a really difficult cover because if he gets anywhere near the rim, he can finish. Great strength, the ability to convert in the lane. Boy, that's tough to defend.
And applies even if he has to absorb contact getting to the rim. The Spurs have always been very mindful of resting key players during the regular season. Some of it has to do with the age of their players. Some of it is regarding talent because they knew they were a playoff team most years. And you look at the research, there is something to be said for not playing guys when they're fatigued because injuries are more likely if you play tired. Shooting 100% in the quarter, they've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
Well, it's a nice job of really making the most of their opportunities.
Now here's Goodwin after the miss from Bonner. Pass to Christmas. Kicks to Goodwin. There's the feed to Green. Shot clock at 6. Now the dish to Goodwin. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. And back to the Spurs and their strategy of resting their star players, not without some controversy. The NBA, as you may recall, fined the Spurs and Coach Popovich for sitting all their starting players for a nationally televised game back in November.
Well, it was their 4th game in 5 nights, and Pop wanted to rest some of their guys because of just the nature of their schedule. But I think the problem was he didn't give the league advance warning. In that game against Miami, when he rested those 3 players, he actually sent them home. And I think that was a little shot at the league. And that's why there was a problem, and that's why the Spurs and Popovich ended up getting fined.
That is good. Here's Christmas. Passes it to Goodwin. Here's Christmas, covered by Mills. To the paint. The shot's good from Plumlee. Plumlee's got 10 points in the game.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Popovich, a really impressive leader for the Spurs. He's able to keep all of his players locked into what's best for the team. Has a military background, played basketball and studied at the Air Force Academy before serving 5 years in the Air Force. And you know some of the leadership that he brings to his position was learned from his past experiences.
Now here's Goodwin after the miss from Bonner. Green inside the three-point line. The wing jumper off target.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
And Clark, you mentioned Pop's time at the Air Force Academy. That's where he got his start in the coaching ranks.
Yeah, 6 years as an assistant there. He's head coach at Pomona, an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors and the Spurs, and eventually moved into the front office in San Antonio. But wow, what an amazing run it's been for him. 17 years as the head coach of the Spurs.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, fellas, Greg Popovich, known for his sarcastic, sometimes contemptuous answers to some of the questions from us media members. He said it seems to entertain everyone but his wife. She tells him to cut it out, be a grown man, and show some maturity. But he said, I can't. I simply can't do it. Guys?
Yeah, he's a piece of work, isn't he? Thank you, Doris. Bonner's shot, good.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
Boy, this is a neat story, guys. Danny Green was undrafted out of North Carolina. And another nice find for perhaps the best organization in all of sports, the San Antonio Spurs. He's an excellent three-point shooter, over 40% from three-point range for his career. He helps that team spread the floor, and that energizes their high-powered offense.
And the Suns here with a different look. Dragic off the pick from Morris. Dragic the pass to Morris. Fakes the lead pass. Plumlee. And he takes that one up and powers it through. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
And Green, nice versatility, too. Not just an outside shooter.
No, he's an excellent defensive player. In fact, Greg Popovich calls upon him to often guard the opponent's best wing player. So, for Green, a two-way player, a guy who can get it done at both ends of the floor.
Here's Dragic after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. Off his leg, kickball, and the refs whistling a kickball. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Oh, we got a moment to look back to last year's Spurs right now. First in assists, second in field goal percentage. And they were ranked number 3 in free throw shooting. A number of outstanding free throw shooters on this team.
And Clark, what you talked about that really resonates with me is the assists, because they were the best in the league. Clearly a result of wonderful offensive execution and, of course, unselfishness. It didn't seem to matter who was taking the shot. That team always tried to find the open man.
Here's Bledsoe after the made shot from James. And here's Bledsoe. Last time, 14 points for him. Morris, no good. Spurs trail by 8.
You know, with the time left, they can trade 2 for 1 here.
If they hurry.
Now the pass to Diop. And it's Dragic with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio. So it's San Antonio now. Duncan with the screen for Ginobili. James right side. Just 5 to shoot. The leaner inside. Duncan can't hit.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
Back to Green. He passes to Bledsoe. Outside Dragic. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. And we've reached halftime in this one. Phoenix ahead, up 8. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. We're in the early stages of what promises. The Thunder are in a tight contest against the Dallas.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Visitors travel on foot and by boat along the gorgeous Riverwalk here in San Antonio, Texas. Welcome back, everyone. An exceptional performance from Plumlee.
Yeah, he's been a revelation here tonight, Clark, scoring almost at will there in the half.
Hard to imagine he'll keep it up for the next 2 quarters, but you never know.
On the court for the Suns, Bledsoe is joined in the backcourt by Dragic. Gerald Green out there with Markieff Morris. And it's Plumlee in at center, locking down the middle. Duncan with the bucket.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it, and I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
Now here's Bledsoe. Shoots the 3. Morris. And the foul call on Kawhi Leonard. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Yeah, you know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
Tries to save it. And we've got a moment now to look at the highest scoring teams in the NBA from last season. In 4th, the Spurs.
Boy, they do an excellent job offensively. Most of the season last year, they were really in sync. A nice flow and rhythm to their offensive game. But anytime you score the points they did, it's about unselfishness and trusting each other.
Dragic, good look. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Dragic has got 8 points. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway.
Well, you know, I tell you what, guys, it's a tough road to hoe when you're trying to rebuild in the Western Conference. There's just no room or margin for error, and teams pile on while you're down.
Suns leading by 8. Bledsoe kicks to Dragic. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 3 assists tonight.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something you should get away from.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And back to the Suns in the West. They did finish with the worst record in the conference. They managed only 17 wins, Steve, against other teams in the West.
And that wasn't the worst mark, but it was close. The Suns' problem was that they didn't have a huge inside presence for long stretches of the season. And when you lack depth against teams with tough power forwards or centers out west, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Gerald gets it to go.
Timeout Spurs.
And they've made 3 of their first 4 shots here to start this half.
Spurs trail by 11. Parker outside. Pass to Splitter. Defended by Plumlee. Splitter, that's good.
Splitter with the shot.
Suns have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half.
Well, if you're going to learn from someone, you might as well take some lessons from Tim Duncan. That's what Thiago Splitter has done in San Antonio. Really kind of growing up under the tutelage of one of the great players of all time.
Now here's Parker. After the miss from Green. Parker kicks to Duncan. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Duncan's got 12.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
And Green gets it to go. And Splitter taken 28 by the Spurs way back in the 2007 draft, but they had to wait 3 seasons, Clark, for him to come over from Spain. And as Greg Popovich was saying just this past season, he's finally showing what he can do because he's been healthy.
Yeah, agreed, Kevin, and I think it was a wait worth making,
Yes.
quite honestly. I mean, one of the premier backup centers in the NBA the last 3 seasons, and he earned himself a nice payday with his new contract, too.
Now Leonard. After the missed 3 from Dragic. And that one hits back iron.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
And what an amazing run it was for the Spurs last year in the postseason. You know, swept the Lakers, survived Golden State, and then dismantled Memphis on their way to the NBA Finals. And then, of course, were seconds away from another championship banner.
And Phoenix making a change here. Fry's checked in. Kicks it out to Leonard. Splitter guarded by Fry. Splitter inside. Working on Fry. Splitter, that's good. Well, getting back to the Spurs, they look better and better as they went deeper into the playoffs, Clark. Heat were thought to be the heavy favorites at the start of the NBA postseason. But when they met in the finals, thoughts on who would win, I think, were pretty much split.
Yeah, and eventually, you know, this was one heck of a series because the Spurs not only had experience and talent, but they had multiple options offensively and did such a terrific job sharing the ball. They took the Miami Heat to the limit, but at the end of the day, it came down to LeBron James and Dwayne Wade rising to the challenge.
Dragic against Parker. It's Dragic with the drive. He feeds it to Morris. He dishes it to Barbosa. The finger roll finish at the bucket. And it's a 12-point Suns lead.
Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over it. You know, it's no secret around the league, guys, that the Suns either have one of the best medical staffs in the game or they've built their practice facility by the fountain of youth. More evidence of that came when Jermaine O'Neal found new tread on his well-worn tires.
Plumlee, he's checked in for Channing Frye. Knocked loose. Parker with the steal. Count the bucket. Parker's got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, he operates so well close to the bucket. There's nothing he likes more than seeing an opening inside.
Well, Clark, as you said, a lot of the players that left the Suns last season, such as Steve Nash and Grant Hill, had trouble keeping their health up. And, Steve, I don't know, you've been in that organization. Whatever they are doing, that are keeping those players healthy and in top shape has been working. They are admirable in the way they have led that cause.
Well, it's a tremendous training staff. They've just always done a very good job of keeping their guys healthy by getting them in the training room every day for work, by combining the strength program with the training schedule. But a lot of confidence in that staff from the players, and I think it really shows.
And Green slams it in.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play. Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, one or two more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
Barbosa's shot is off. Spurs trail by 8. Parker defended by Bledsoe. The D got there too late, and he'll go to the line.
Seems like every year, guys, you look at Tony Parker, and he's found something else to add to his game. He's always improving.
Last season for Tony Parker, arguably his best ever. 20 points a game, almost 8 assists, 52% Steve from the field, and there was even talk at midseason about maybe MVP consideration.
Well, his ability to score inside around the rim is amazing, but he's also become a master of knocking down the jump shot from that 15 to 18-foot range. But really, this team has been built now around Parker. Their offensive strategy completely tailored to suit his talents.
Shot's good by Bledsoe. The Spurs have gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. And that one's good. Leonard's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's what has to happen if they're going to turn this thing around. He's got to take charge. He's got to be aggressive and really look to push here offensively.
Now here is Barbosa. He's got 5. There's the bucket. Good.
Good job creating an easy bucket there.
Joseph dishes to Bonner. Diaw, the screen. Down low. Layup off the pick. No good at the rim. Suns leading by 9. Here's Barbosa. It's hauled in by Tony Parker. Puts it up. Diaw can't hit. Phoenix has gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Green, the pass to Barbosa. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw. Diaw's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
Markieff Morris is checked in for the Suns. Ishmael Smith comes in for Leandro Barbosa. .35 seconds left in the third. The Suns shooting it beautifully here in the third, 56% from the field. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Here's Plumlee. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw. Diaw's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Right side, Leonard. Into Diaw. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Here's Tucker. He kicks it to Smith. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Here's Bellinelli. For 3. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Suns lead by 7. And we'll be back right after this.
On tap next Monday, November 11th, the Detroit Pistons take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trail Blazers, live from Portland. Be there.
back as we get set to start the fourth. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Suns.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
The other thing that's been huge for them is their points in the paint. They're getting the ball inside and converting on a regular basis.
The guards, Parker and Bellinelli. Damian James out there with Green, and it's Splitter in at the 5 spot. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Tries again. The shot's good from Plumlee. Plumlee's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Suns. Off the pick from Splitter. Up off the screen, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Well, a pick was set at the perfect angle on the floor, and he used it nicely.
Well, that's a play we may see from them a few more times.
Why not? I mean, when it works, you go back to it. Make them stop you.
Here's Plumlee. Great D that time from Tiago Splitter. Spurs trail by 7. Parker kicks to Green. Pulls up on the wing. It's rebounded by Dragic.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
Smith drawing the double team. Parker, and a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Phoenix with the ball. And the foul called on Daniel Green. That's his first foul. And the Suns making a change here. And so here's Phoenix. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. 6 on the shot clock. Dishes it to Green. It's up a 3. San Antonio with the rebound. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Leonard, the pass to Bellinelli. Parker. Drills the three-pointer.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's special because he lives for the big moments. Fearless. I mean, he will take any big shot down the stretch. He wants the ball in his hands.
And here's another thing about him, Steve. Every time he gets his hands on the ball in the backcourt, he's a one-man fast break.
Barbosa dishes to Plumlee. Nice move. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, a big part of why the Spurs were so good last season, guys, was that they were able to finish games strong. You think a group of vets might run out of gas, but the opposite was true with this group. They turned it up down the stretch and were one of the most productive teams in the league in terms of fourth quarter points.
And Bellinelli kicks to Leonard. Leonard off the pick from Splitter. To the inside. It's stolen by Green. Plumlee with it. Outside Dragic. Feeds it to Green. Off target from three-point range. Well, Clark, a big part of why the Spurs were so good last year in the fourth was because they had so many options when possessions, Steve, start getting critical and the game is tight.
Well, no question. You got Parker to create off the dribble. You can always throw it into the low post to Duncan. But on top of that, you've got a roster full of guys who understand how to play the game and know how to play each other. Just the experience that this group has gained together over the years, I think, allows them to execute under pressure.
Spurs trailed by 3. Leonard with the ball. Now Green defending. Outside Leonard. Pass to Parker to tie it up. Clock at 6. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Phoenix with the ball. Phoenix calls timeout.
You know, when you're one of the worst teams in the league, you have a lot of problems. And for the Suns, one of their biggest problems was that opponents shot very close to 40% against them from behind the arc. And that's just not a winning number.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Jeff Hornacek as he addressed his team. Despite the deficit, he told his guys, I've got confidence in you. We've had our backs against the wall before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, can they retake the lead?
Green kicks to Diaw. Plumlee with the steal. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Dragic, good look. Misses off the right iron. As you said, Clark, with the Suns, dead last in the league in terms of opposing three-point percentage. Defense overall was a problem for him, Steve, but especially on closing out on shooters beyond the arc.
Well, the three-point shot, Kevin, has become such a huge part of every NBA team's offense now that if you're struggling to defend that line, you're going to really find yourself at the bottom of the league defensively and record-wise, and that's exactly where Phoenix found itself.
Bonner, that's a two-pointer. He drains the quick shot. The Suns leading. Now here is Barbosa. Kicks to Plumlee. And there's the feed to Morris. 5 on the clock. Lets it go with the three. Joseph with the rebound. The Spurs have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Bonner, and Mills kicks to Bonner to take the lead. Phoenix grabs the miss. Dragic has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Barbosa. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw. Diaw's got 6 rebounds in the game. Joseph off a pick from Bonner. And Joseph kicks to Bonner. He got right to the cup using that screen. And that makes it a tie ball game.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Rockets the pass to Plumlee. Green against Green. Taken away. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Joseph leading the charge. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Still Phoenix ball.
A different look now for San Antonio. Phoenix is... Barbosa against Parker. Here's Barbosa.
2 minutes.
Looking to get back on track here. And that's 2 points on the layup. And the Suns lead by 2.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're behind by 2. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Eric Bledsoe is checked in for Phoenix. Leonard dishes to Duncan. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Morris has got 5 rebounds tonight. Duncan with the bucket.
The road back hasn't been an easy one, but they've managed to climb all the way out of the hole and tie this game.
I have to say, pretty remarkable, Steve. At one point, I thought they were done.
Ginobili against Dragic. Here's Plumlee. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 3 assists in the game. Ginobili with the 3. Bledsoe with the rebound. Bledsoe's got his 3rd rebound tonight with the lead pass. Dragic. It's rebounded by Splitter. Splitter's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Leonard. Can't hit. So Phoenix will take it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Bledsoe against Parker. Bledsoe outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Duncan with the block. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Parker kicks to Splitter. Sinks it. And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
A crucial basket.
They needed it, and he gave it to them.
Parker against Bledsoe. Leonard brings the double team. Bledsoe kicks to Green. And the 3 off target.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, you can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
Here's Duncan. Good!
Whether by design or accident, that was a very high-quality shot they created.
Here's Dragic. Outside, Green. Off target from downtown. And so it's San Antonio who scraped by with the win. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was.